Hello there. So today I'm going to show you how to create a Microsoft Azure project which will be useful for using APIs related to Microsoft like using Outlook Calendar or Outlook Mail, etc. So first you have to visit this URL called portal.azure.com. For then you have to sign into your account. I've already signed into my account. Then you have to click on this Manage Azure Active Directory. Click on View. Then you'll be redirected to the dashboard here, where you have to, on the left side, there is a tab called App Registrations, where you can create as many apps you want. So in order to use a Microsoft API, you have to create a Azure project, that is here, or Azure app. So you have to click on this New Registration. Here you have to give the name of the app that you're using. We'll name it as test app. Then you have to select the supported account type. So this indicates that you can create this app for organizational accounts only or personal accounts only or both of them. So I'll check on the both of them, organizational as well as personal. Then I'll come to this redirect URL later. So we'll click on register. So it will create an application and it will redirect to the application dashboard. So as you can see, this is the dashboard of the application. It shows display name, the test app, then the client ID. So right away you have to save the client ID. Object ID and tenant ID you can ignore. Then comes the client secret. So there is this client credentials where you can add a secret here. So if you click on this, so you can click on the left side here, certificates and secrets as well, where you'll be directed to this page, which is client secrets. You have to create a new client secret. You can give any description. It is for testing and its expiry date is they have given a recommended day time duration. Then click on add, so it will add the client secret. So this is you have to copy this right away. So you have to copy the value, not the ID. Just copy it and save it anywhere you want, because after you refresh this page, this will be encrypted. So you have to create another one if you miss it. Now comes the redirect URL. So if you go to authentication, so here it asks for that supported account types. So if we have already selected that, before coming to the redirect URI, you have to first let them know where you are going to use this redirect URI. That is which platform you are using for this for using this my Azure project. So if we click on the add a platform, it will ask for which platform. So we are using a web application. So we'll click on web. Then you have to give the redirect URI. So what a redirect URI is, for example, you are going to a certain URL and it will ask for sign in. So you have to sign in. Then it will direct you to that same page after signing. So what that indicates is you have given the URL of that page as the redirect URL. So after sign in, you will be redirected to that same page. So that's what redirect URL means. You have to give that. Generally, it's the URL of the web application that you're using. It will be the URL of any web application page. You can give that here, and just click on the access tokens used for implicit flows. and you have to click on both and just configure it. So I haven't given any redirect URI, so I can't configure. So after configuring it, it will show all these redirect URIs here. Then comes the API permissions. So in API permissions, this is the main thing for using the Microsoft API. So for example, you are using Outlook Calendar API. So for that, you need the permissions for using Outlook Calendar. If we click on add a permission, just click on Microsoft Graph and select the delegated permissions and search for calendars. So you can see there is a permission for calendars where you can read a calendar or share the calendar, or there is a read write calendar permission. So if you are not aware of these permissions, just go to learn.microsoft.com, where you can go to Microsoft Graph REST API and then search for calendars here in the left side. Click on calendars. There is a section for calendar, for events, for calendar groups, calendar permissions, etc. So if you go to create event, so here there is permission types which is delegated, work, or school account. So I have a work account and I'm using delegated permission. So there is this permission called calendars.readwrite, which is here calendars.readwrite. You can click on it. Like this, you can check all the permissions that you need for this uh, for this project that you will be using and just add permissions. So here are all the permissions listed with their type and description. So there is this column called admin consent required. So in order to use these permissions, you have to take the admin consent. So generally you have to let the admin know and he will grant the permissions. And there is the status which will be verified. So I already have the admin access, so I can grant here. If I click on this, it will ask for grant admin consent confirmation. And if I click on yes, though these status will be verified, it is granted. So now I'll be able to use this app for API for Microsoft API. So in order to use my Microsoft API, I have to use the client ID, then the client secret that is here. You have to copy that. Now that you can see it is encrypted, and then I have to register the redirect URI here. So that's how you can use the Microsoft Azure project in your Microsoft API. Thank you.